am Dr. Jessie, Assistant Professor, Department of Anatomy, Jyoti Vidyapeeth, Women's University, Jaipur, and we have discussed some part of the anatomy of the knee joint previously, and today we will discuss the remaining part of the knee joint anatomy, and we will start the anatomy from the relation of the knee. Today we will see what is the relations of the knee joint, what it corresponds to the other structures. So anteriorly, anterior bursa, ligamentum, talar plexus, these are the structures present anteriorly. And posteriorly, popliteal vessels, tibial nerve, peroneal nerve, gastrocnemius, plantaris, semitendinous, semimembranous, and gracilis and popliteus muscles. Medially, serratorius, gracilis, semitendinous, venous vein, venous nerves, and semimembranous muscles. And these are some muscles, veins, and some nerves. They are related to the sides. Laterally, there is biceps femoris, tendon of popliteus muscles. So these structures they present around the knee joint. And arterial supply, femoral artery, descending genicular, descending branch of the lateral circumflex femoral and popliteal artery, superior and inferior middle genicular, and superior inferior lateral genicular branches. Anterior tibial artery, anterior posterior tibial recurrent, and posterior tibial artery, there is circumflex fibular branches. Now supply femoral nerve gives tweaks from the nose to the three vasti. Tibial nerve, superior, inferior, medial, genicular nerve, medial, genicular nerve. Common peroneal nerve, superior, inferior, lateral genicular nerve, and recurrent genicular nerve. Obturate nerve, genicular branches from its posterior division. Kinematics, inherently unstable joint. Bony morphology adds little stability. Stability primarily provided by surrounding static and dynamic stabilizers, and medial static superficial and deep medial collateral ligaments and posterior oblique ligaments. These the ligaments that can provide the stability of the knee joint. Dynamic semimembranous vastus medialis, medial gastrocnemius and PS tendons. Lateral static, lateral collateral ligament and iliotibial band arcuate ligament, and dynamics popliteus, biceps femoris, and lateral gastrocnemius. These are some tendons, some ligaments, and some muscles that can provide some movement. They are involved in some movement of the knee joint, and some are the contribute in the stability of the knee joint. Medial and posterior medial corner of the knee stabilizer and static joint capsule, superficial MCL, deep MCL, posterior oblique ligament, and dynamic pes anserinus, semimembranous, medial head of the gastrocnemius muscle, and vastus medius muscle. And we can see here posterior lateral corner static stabilizers, LCL, fabel of fibular ligament, fabulofibular ligament, short lateral ligament, popliteofibular ligament, arcuate ligament, posterior lateral capsule, posterior horn lateral meniscus, and lateral coronary ligament. Dynamic substabilizer, IG band, lateral gastrocnemius, and biceps femoris muscles, and popliteus muscles. These are muscles. Then they are they are act as a dynamic stabilizers. Layer 1, layer 2, layer 3, these are layer 1 IT band biceps tendons, and layer 2 lateral retinaculum talofemoral ligament, and in layer 3 there is joint capsule LCL, arcuate ligament, fibular ligament, and popliteofibular ligaments. Note a simple hinge joint, then it has a 6 degree of motion. These kind of motion are extension, flexion, IREA, varus valgus, anterior posterior translation, medial lateral translations, and compression and distraction also. Flexion and extension are the primary motions in the knee. Flexion is a combination of both rolling and sliding of the femur on the tibia in varying degrees depending on the degree of flexion. Rolling equal translation of tibiofemoral contact point joint axis. Rolling predominates in early flexion. Gliding translation of tibiofemoral contact point without moving the joint axis. Increased gliding is needed for deflection. The cruciate ligament control the roll and glide function. The T cell alone can maintain this function also. Normal motion extension and flexion 5 to 140 degree or 115 degree needed to get out of a chair and 130 degree needed for the first reading running. IRER about 10 degree total throw arch of motion. TBL IRs in swing and ERs in stance via screw horn mechanism. Screw arm mechanism by the femoris, ERs, tibia and full extension and tightening cruciate and stabilizing knee stance. Mobility is IRs the tibia to unlock the knee, loosen the cruciate which allows the knee to initiate flexion. Other motions, medial and lateral translations, minimal in normal knees. Anterior and posterior translation depends on the tissue laxity, usually within 2 millimeter of the contralateral side. In normal knees, varus and valgus approximate 5 millimeter of gaping laterally or medially when stressed in normal knees. So we can see a 6 degree of motion present in a human knee. Looking of knee, it is terminal stage of full extension of the knee joint. The tibia is laterally rotated and femur is medial rotated. This rotatory movement locks the joints, which means that the joint cannot be flexed unless it is unlocked by reverse rotation. In full extension with the locked knee, all the ligaments are stretched and joint is stable. Produced by biceps femoris muscles, the only lateral rotator. Screw home mechanism we can see here. Unlocking of knee, unlocking of the knee during the knee flexion. It is a first necessary to untwist and reduce tension within the major ligaments of the knee in order to prevent their repeated excessive stretching. Contraction of popliteus muscle laterally rotates the femur on the tibia and pulls the lateral meniscus posteriorly out of the way of the rotating lateral femoral condyle. Once the femur has laterally rotated, the knee is said to be unlocked and flexion can proceed. So here we have discussed all the parts of the anatomy of knee joint and mm, please discover your queries and I will solve very soon.